Good morning, afternoon, evening. This is 2 Cents Worth. I am your host, Ryan DeFaber. Today, we are talking about traveling to Charleston, South Carolina, and the surrounding area of Charleston, South Carolina. For those of you who don't know, got married there 15 years ago and just got back from vacation there. Second vacation this year down there in the surrounding area. And hopefully we'll be going back. Today I'm going to be talking about going there, why it's such a great city, and what there's to do for couples, golf addicts, families, and just some of the places that myself and Lindsay like to go, as well as some of the vacation spots we like to go as a family and as couples. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, people. All right? So we're talking Charleston. For those of you who don't know, Charleston, South Carolina, extremely historical city, rated, I think, year in and year out, one of the best cities to travel to in, I arguably want to say the world, which I would say is true, because when you're there, you do see quite a bit of people from different countries, and the reason you know that, because they're speaking different languages. Key number one, obviously. And then if you're very in tune, you can see different fashion statements that people in Europe and other places wear that we might not wear in the United States, right? And I'm not talking about, outrageous stuff, but just more so just the clothes that they wear, different types of polos, different types of design, all that type of stuff. So it is the largest city in the state of South Carolina. Let's see. I pulled up Wikipedia real quick so you guys can get a little bit of history via Ryan DeFaber. It was founded in 1670 as Charles Town, honoring King Charles II. It is called the Holy City. If you've ever been there, or if you haven't, I will tell you, if you're walking through downtown, there's a church. If you can throw a ball, there's a church as far as you can throw a ball, from where the next spot is to the next spot, the next spot. Holy City. Let's see if we can find that. Why they, other than the fact that I just told you there's churches everywhere where they call it the Holy City. You know what? Don't really care. I just told you. It's because of all of the churches. Anyways, awesome place and the surrounding areas. So we'll start with downtown Charleston, and then we will go to some of the other places in and around the city, the other towns, and where we've been, the places that we like to go, and all of that. So downtown, you have history, you have awesome restaurants, you have walkability, you have these awesome neighborhoods with these old homes, the restaurants I've already mentioned, the bars, the atmosphere. College of Charleston is in downtown, so you have also a younger atmosphere as well, a demographic there. Just so much to do. From a family perspective, we've taken our kids to the aquarium down there. You can do the market. You can do very touristy type stuff. You can go through the market. You can do horse carriage rides. You can do the history tours. You can do ghost tours. So plenty of stuff to do as a family. You can also walk down to the Battery. You can go and see Fort Sumter, take a ferry out to there and get, your dose of U.S. history. Okay? So from a family perspective, you have all of that encapsulated in just the downtown area. And we haven't even talked about going out to the beaches, like out to Sullivan's Island, Isle of Palm, Folly Beach, Kiowa, all the stuff surrounding that. That's just in downtown, and that's just a little sliver of everything that you can do. But from a family perspective, downtown's really cool. It's cool history. I would suggest, in all honesty, because we've done it with our kids, you might want to wait till they're a little older and can appreciate it. So, my oldest is 9, turning 10. Walking through downtown and showing him the historical markers of when this house was built and this house, in the 1600s, 1700s, it blew his mind. Like that then became like his thing of like, oh, I want to find the oldest house in downtown or the oldest building in downtown. My 6-year-old, not so interested in that. More so interested in the pineapple fountain to go and get cooled off, because we were there. Our first trip this summer was in June, so we were there in the heat, and he just wanted to cool off. It was hot. It was uncomfortable after the aquarium, whatnot. Very good restaurants. You can go off the beaten path and go find really good restaurants down off of King, past College of Charleston. It's not off the beaten path, but that's more of now a restaurant area if you want to get away from a lot of the tourists, which are going to be down off of Meeting Street and near the market, and even off of East Bay. You can go, if you're into breweries, you can go a little further out into like North Charleston, into Mount Pleasant. There's breweries all over the place in those two places. Just so much to do as a family. If you go outside of downtown and you're talking about the beaches, you have Kiowa, you have Folly, you have Sullivan's, you have Isle of Palm. All of these beaches within, I think Kiowa is about a 50-minute drive outside of downtown, but everything is within an hour of downtown to go to the beaches. If you, I say Kiowa, Seabrook, it's 2 islands right there, Kiowa and Seabrook Island. If you want to stay there, highly suggest it. I've never stayed at Follies, but we have stayed at Kiowa multiple times, and we've stayed at Isle of Palm, and we've actually already inside of the Wild Dunes Resort, their property. You don't have to stay actually in the hotels there. You can rent condos or houses that are in the Wild Dunes property. We stayed there this summer for our family vacation. We've already booked our vacation for next summer. In the same property, same condo building, everything. It's fantastic to have the amenities there. You have the 2 golf courses, and we're going to get into golf too, people. Don't worry for you golf addicts. But right now it's family stuff. So you have all that. If you have older kids, let's talk about golf real quick, actually, because if you have older kids who are into golf, you have so many different opportunities and golf courses available to you, from your high-end golf courses out in Kiowa, right? The Ocean Course. You have Turtle Point, Cougar, Osprey, Oak, just to name a few of them that are on Kiowa that you can play. Then there's one on Seabrook side you can play. There's plenty of golf out on the Kiowa side. You also have public courses all through the Mount Pleasant area. You can go. And by the way, all the ones that I'm listing are public. You can book them. It's just a matter of what you want your budget to be. And then you can be in the Wild Dunes Resort. They have 2 courses that are public as well. So plenty of opportunities to play really good golf in all different types of sceneries. The Ocean Course is a bucket list course. I've thankfully been able to play it. You can do that, and then you can play, a local public course like Charleston National, and still have a really good round and a good course conditions, and have that, right? So from a golfer's perspective, whether it's family or guys trip or couples or whatever, plenty of opportunities to play golf. I've only played 2 courses down there. It's Ocean Course and Turtle. I'm hopefully going to get the opportunity later this year. Waiting on my buddy Michael to give me full confirmation. But we'll play the Ocean Course again, Osprey and Cougar, I believe. So have the opportunity to potentially knock out a couple more courses out on the Kiowa side, which I'm really looking forward to. So you have that as well. So already, I haven't even gotten into some of the things that we like to do, but already just from a family perspective, you have all of that stuff from a downtown perspective to going out to Kiowa to Folly. You can even, so much stuff on Mount Pleasant, Daniels Island, Johns Island, James Island, everything and anything around Charleston. There is something to do, again, whether it's family, couples, or individuals, guys trips, girls trips, whatever. It's got it all, right? I saw yesterday, if you're on Instagram, go and follow, and you like travel, go and follow Travel and Leisure. And yesterday their post was 25 life-changing trips for couples. So I was like, well, I got to see where these are. And what was great was, so Lindsay and I just celebrated our anniversary down there. Like I mentioned, we got married there 15 years ago on Mount Pleasant. Ion Creek Club, really cool, tucked away back in the neighborhood, and it's right on the water, beautiful setting. So anyways, our vacation, for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, ryan.defaber.com. That's not Instagram. That's a website that actually I do not have. Ryan.defaber is my Instagram. But if you go on Travel Leisure, it basically describes the vacation Lindsay and I just had. So 25 life-changing trips for couples. And it goes through all of the world. All of the world. And this is why Charleston's so awesome. All of the world. We're talking Amalfi Coast, Italy, Argentina, Australia, Turks and Caicos, Barbados. I'm going through this list right now. The Dalmatian coast of Croatia, Cotswold, England, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and then all of a sudden we go to Charleston. And here's what Charleston says. Charleston is a favorite city among travel and leisure readers, and once you visit, it's easy to see why. Dine at delicious restaurants. We did that. Take a sunset cruise in the harbor, where you may even spot a dolphin or two. We have done that before for my buddy Pete's wedding. We did that for the engagement party the night before the wedding. We did a sunset cruise through the harbor. Visit one of the nearby beaches. Boom, done that. Isle of Palm. You have Sullivan's, you have Folly, you have Kiowa. For romantic accommodations, we recommend staying outside of the city on Kiowa Island, a little under an hour away. Well, the first 3 nights we were there this past week, we were in Kiowa on a condo right on the ocean, right next to where you will find the Sanctuary, a beachfront luxury hotel. We were walking distance right next to the Sanctuary. We had dinner there one night. We went to the bar there one night. It's you can go out and sit. They have this huge lawn. You can just stare out at the ocean. It's awesome, right? So Travel and Leisure, a week after I get back from my 15-year anniversary trip, has basically described the trip that we just did. So we spent 3 nights in Kiowa. We ate awesome food there. They have awesome restaurants. If you go to Fresh Fields, which is basically when you arrive on the island, there's one way in, one way out. You arrive on the island, you turn right, you go to Seabrook, you turn left, you go into Kiowa onto the resort side. And in the middle of all of that, right when you get there, there's a roundabout that takes you into Fresh Fields, which has really good restaurants. Harris Teeter, which is a shopping supermarket. You have other shopping stores, sports stores, everything and anything. It's a huge retail center, right? But there's some really good restaurants there. So we ate there. We ate at the Sanctuary. We also cooked one night, because again, you have the grocery store there. It's awesome. Really recommend if you're looking at a Charleston vacation and trying to kind of get away from, one, a lot of crowds, and two, out of the city. Kiowa is great because if you stay in Kiowa, the only way in is either you have a reservation at the restaurants at the Sanctuary, you're a visitor of someone that lives there, or you have accommodations there, or golf, right? You can't just go there. There's no public parking, and you can go to the beach. So the beaches aren't very busy, which is great. You're secluded. You have security there. Everything is taken care of for you. It's just like on the Wild Dune side, which is on Isle of Palm. It's the same thing. So we stayed there this past summer. Again, like I mentioned, we're going to go back there next summer. Same thing. The only way in and out of the Wild Dunes property and everything that they own beyond that is through security. So you feel safe, you secure, the beaches aren't overly crowded. Just really cool. So, we did that, and then we went into downtown and have had the ability to stay 2 nights right in the heart of downtown. We stayed at the Restoration Hotel. Highly suggest it. Really cool place. You can stay in the hotel, or they also have the residence. We booked the residence, so we had our own. It was basically like an 800 square foot condo. It was awesome. It had a huge kitchen, big living room, outside patio deck, bedroom, 1.5 baths. Really nice. And for downtown, it's affordable for what you're trying to do. but they also have a rooftop bar. Rooftop bars are huge there. I would say there's so many different rooftop bars with different types of views. It's fantastic. So theirs is called The Watch. We went there. We had drinks. They give you really kind of a 360-degree view of downtown. You can look out towards Johns Island. You can look towards North Charleston. You can look at the Cooper River Bridge or the Arthur Ravenel Jr. Bridge. I call it the Cooper River Bridge. Out towards Mount Pleasant or even out towards the ocean. So it gives you all these views of the city, which is really cool from all different angles if you go to The Watch. And then there's also all these other rooftop bars. Here's my suggestion. From a restaurant perspective, if you're looking to go into Charleston, here's something I would highly recommend. I don't care if it's for brunch. I don't care if it's for dinner, whatever. Get yourself a reservation. Plan ahead. Those restaurants book up. So many people just think that they can, and this is no fault of their own. It's just how busy Charleston is and downtown is. Get your reservations. There's times where there's restaurants that, have month-long waits to get a reservation. Get your reservations. Again, I don't care if it's for brunch. I don't care if it's for dinner, whatever. Like, we got reservations for every brunch we had, for every dinner we had, and we did it weeks. And actually, we went to Hall's Chop House to celebrate that was our big dinner of the whole trip. Really cool steakhouse that we had to book months in advance because it's that far booked out. And even when we booked it, there was 2 available times, 4:30 or 8:30 at night. So we chose 8:30 at night. We were like, hey, we're going to be grown-ups this trip. If you don't know and you haven't listened, I usually go to bed around 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night, but I also wake up at 4:15 to go and work out. That's why. But on vacation, that goes out the window. And I say, okay, 8:30. So 8:30 is dinner. That's the only time. And that was months in advance that we booked this. On a Thursday night, mind you. It wasn't even a Friday or a Saturday. It was a Thursday night reservation. The only times they had was either 4:30 or 8:30. So really cool. But again, highly, highly recommend you book reservations. We even did it for brunch. There was a line outside 82 Queen or Queen 82, whatever it is. It's right next to Husk off of Queen Street. Really good brunch. We had a great waiter named Whit. Apparently knows everybody and anybody in the world, which is hilarious in any city you're from. But entertainer nonetheless. Do I believe everything he said to me? No. But again, entertainer. He was a great waiter. But 82 Queen got brunch reservations. Needed to make sure that we weren't going to stand in line, because you will. There's so many good restaurants, and they do such a good job of marketing themselves that people want to go to these restaurants, especially some of the newer ones or the higher profile ones. Highly, highly suggest get reservations no matter where you go if you're going to sit down and try and have a meal. Bars are everywhere. We personally like to try and find local watering holes. I'm not going to name them because I don't want my massive fan base to go and bombard them, but do your research. If you don't like to be in busy bars with a bunch of tourists, go and find where the locals go. They are tucked in between the streets and behind buildings and whatnot. They're not like speakeasies, but, there are more of your local bars in and around the city that you can go to that, is going to be there with the locals. I did it one afternoon. Lindsay was taking a nap, wanted to relax before our last dinner. And I was like, well, this is my vacation. I'm going to go enjoy it. So I went and found a local bar, sat down at the bar, met some of the locals, talked to them for a couple hours, had a couple drinks, and then we went back to the condo and got ready for dinner. That's the type of stuff that we like to do as couples. But again, all of this said, there's so much to do in Charleston, from the restaurants, the nightlife, the atmosphere, the electricity of the city. And then you can have a more relaxed time as well. You can go and have a nice restaurant, go back to your hotel. This is downtown. Same thing elsewhere. Isle of Palms. You can go to Wild Dunes Resort and have dinner. Or you can get off of the resort, and there's so many other good restaurants. Sullivan's Island has incredible restaurants and really cool bars. Isle of Palm does as well, right on the ocean. Or the Intercoastal. We went to Islander 71. this summer. It was really good restaurant, really cool, good atmosphere for kids as well. It's like right in the marina, so you get to see all the boats coming in. Anybody that owns a local boat or was just fishing or whatever, really cool, awesome spot. But again, my suggestion, and as if you can't tell how excited I am about, this city, I will tell you, Charleston is it. If you're thinking about a place to go for vacation, whether you're in North America or anywhere else in the world, and you're thinking of maybe of coming to America, I know this sounds crazy to you because you're going to look it up and be like, this tiny little town and city, it's not a town, this tiny city, even though it is the largest in South Carolina, but this city on the water down here in South Carolina, you're telling me is one of the best cities in the world? I am telling you that. Not only am I telling you that, but other companies like Travel and Leisure and others are telling you that. It is constantly ranked as like the number one city in the U.S. for visitors, as well as one of the top places to go in the world, right? Travel and Leisure. I don't even think they're even based in America. I think Travel and Leisure is, I don't know where they're at from a perspective of that. And maybe they are. I don't know. But regardless, again, 25 life-changing trips for couples. This was put out yesterday. And it had all of these places all across the world. And Charleston, South Carolina was on there. Do your research. Plan ahead. If you want to stay in downtown, if you want to stay out in Mount Pleasant, Sullivan's Island, Isle of Palm. If you want to stay on the other side, Folly Beach. My friend Pete goes to Folly Beach multiple times a year for his family vacations. He loves it down there. I know plenty of other people that do that as well. Kiowa, whatever you're looking for, I will tell you Charleston has it. And I know this is a free ad for them, but I don't really care. We've spent so much time down there, not only the last 15 years, but even before we were getting married. I used to play baseball down there in high school. Like, there's so much to do. And from a Charlotte perspective, it's a 3-hour drive, right? So it's just right down the highway. It's an easy drive. There's not much to it. It takes you right into the heart of downtown, Highway 26. From Charlotte, it's 77 to 26, and 26 takes you right into the heart of downtown if you follow it all the way. So much history, so much cool stuff still happening there. They're still building, they're still modernizing the city, but keeping the history that's there. You, again, like I said, you have the College of Charleston there. You have the Citadel there. There's a minor league baseball team there. There's a minor league soccer team there. You can do the aircraft carrier across the bay in Mount Pleasant. Like, there's just so many different opportunities, and I'm probably missing thousands of them. But from my experience and what we've done, Isle of Palm, Kiowa, downtown, the restaurants, the breweries in Mount Pleasant and North Charleston, the local bars, walking the Battery, going to the aquarium. I mean, it has it all for you. This is all, most of the stuff I'm talking about is what we've done in the summer, but we've gone all different types of the year. And it is happening at all times of the year. Whatever you're looking for, if it's a girls' trip, if it's a boys' weekend, if it's a golf trip, if it's a family trip, if it's you just wanting to get away for a weekend or a night or two, I'm telling you, Charleston's the way to go. They have the airport. The airport's maybe a 15-minute drive outside of the city. Like, it's not far. There's just so much there to do. I'm always jealous of my friends that do live down there. Until I also see the prices of things. Here's the other thing. It's not cheap. You might think that you're in South Carolina and it's going to be cheaper. It's not cheap. They know what they have on their hands, and they're going to take full advantage of it, and there's nothing wrong with that. The market dictates that. Tourism dictates that. People living there, business, all that stuff dictates that. It's not cheap, but it's worth it. If you're thinking of going on a vacation, again, girls' trip, boys' weekend, family trip, get away from whatever you're doing, responsibilities. Charleston, South Carolina is a place I would highly, highly suggest. I'm still excited talking about it. I'm still excited about being there last week, being there back in June with my family, knowing that we have another vacation there again in a year's time, another family vacation for a full week this time. It's just so great. It also is nice that I do have friends that live there, so I also get excited that I'm able to go and see them as well. Spend time with them, spend time with their families, go to dinner with them, go get a beer, spend time at the beach. Again, they get to experience that from somebody that doesn't live there, for them to kind of showcase their city as well and I think that's awesome for me. And you might not have friends there, but I do. And for me, again, it holds a special place in my heart. I got married there. It was super special. My buddy Pete's got married there. I was a part of that wedding as well. Charleston just for me is, if there is any other place I would live other than Charlotte, North Carolina, Charleston would probably be first on my list. If my company ever said, "Hey, we're going to move you to Charleston," I don't think I would hesitate to go. It's that special of a place to me. I love it so much. And I hope that you guys got to hear that in my voice today. Again, this is just my 2 cents. You might have a different opinion of Charleston. I would argue with you until I'm blue in the face that you are wrong if you think it's not a great city. But that's neither here or there. That's my 2 cents worth. If you're looking to travel, Charleston, South Carolina should be on your list, no matter where you live in the world, because it is that awesome, that special, and has that much to do. And again, I barely probably scratched the surface. 2 cents worth podcast. Share it. Subscribe to it. Get your notifications. I am on YouTube. Again, it is only audio on YouTube, but I do have a YouTube channel, 2 cents worth podcast. Share this with your friends, family. Help the movement. Let's grow this thing. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.